boom, ticky, ba-boom, boom, ticky, ticky, boom, ticky, ba-boom, boom, ticky, ticky, wark. Welcome, my venerable viewers of various viscosities. I am your interview host and flightless bird of prey, Eric the Penguin. And joining me this evening, sacrificing her time, energy, and potential desire to ever do this again, is independent women's professional wrestling badass superstar of unlimited potential, Jinx!
Yay, hello. Yes, I appreciate that intro.
Well, that's part of the goal, but only half. The other half of the goal is, I don't know, like tornadoes? I don't really know.
You know what? Yes, I'll go with it.
So how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm bird-rific. You know what? That was dumb. Let me try again. I'm penguin-riff. Nope, that's somehow worse. Never mind.
You did better.
That was worse. So welcome to the show. I hope that you've had a lovely day.
Yes.
Excellent. And we met you at the Nova Pro March 10th Rip Her to Shreds show in Annandale, Virginia, and you were such a sweetheart and such a great in-ring performer. We really wanted to touch base with you and have you on the show. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And you're very welcome. So for those of us unlucky enough to have never seen you perform or interact with you prior to this moment, why don't you do me a solid and give us a rundown of who you are and what you do?
Sure. Well, my name is Jinx, also known as the human embodiment of a My Little Pony slasher film. I come from Pittsburgh area in Pennsylvania, where Pittsburgh is.
And I like your geography. You're just spot on, nailed it.
Oh, absolutely. Great at it. But I've been wrestling on shows for just a little bit over a year, and been traveling around, doing my thing.
I see you do a lot of stuff on the East Coast. I've seen you down in Florida, obviously in Virginia here for the Nova show, obviously in your home area of Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Where else you been?
I've done all around Pennsylvania, Ohio area. I've been to Maryland, Michigan. I'm about to go to Chicago.
Oh.
The entire state of West Virginia. I've wrestled in all of it, every part of it.
Every nook and cranny, baby.
All of West Virginia. I've wrestled on it.
Just on it, not in it, just on top of it.
On the map of West Virginia.
Somewhere in the vicinity of West Virginia. I dig it.
But yes, that's where I'm from. That's what I've been doing, and hoping to evolve more in this year as well.
Excellent. Well, all right, so we're going to get down and dirty with some of these interview questions, but here's the thing. We are going to proceed with this interview in one of three different ways, and it will be up to you to decide which route we travel.
Okay, right. I'm ready.
All right, so
pressure.
The pressure is on. Option 1, straight shooter. I will read to you a predetermined series of questions that you will hopefully answer to the best of your ability. This is your basic interview setup and get straight to the point. 2, 20 questions. I will have you pick any number between 1 and 20. I will then ask you a correlating question off my sheet, which you will hopefully answer to the best of your ability.
Hopefully, yes.
And of course, this would give you random control over how this house of cards topples.
Yes.
And option 3, mirror. For the most ludicrous results possible, I will ask you a predetermined question that you will hopefully answer to the best of your ability. In turn, you will get to ask me a question of your own choosing, no matter how silly or serious. I will answer to the best of my ability. This will go back and forth until the process is complete, and we both regret every decision that has guided us to this moment.
Complete. I feel like it's like some sort of weird science experiment until the process is complete. I'm going to have to say that I think the best viable option for my life would be 20 questions.
Good choice. Very well done.
There we go.
Playful, but not too out of control. I like it.
Exactly.
All right, so let's start off. Why don't you give me a number between 1 and 20?
Oh, man. 11.
Okay. Number 11. Are there any specific fan interactions you recall that stick with you in a positive way, potentially an interaction that made you rethink the fan community and what they mean to you?
Yeah. Any interaction that I've ever had of people saying that me being open with mental health and the journeys that I've been on have helped them in ways have always been very impactful and are always really stick with me and really help me want to just like keep going on with wrestling and whatever I can do, because I love having that sort of impact on people's lives, being able to help them like that.
I am impressed with that answer. That's very good. All right, so for our next question.
6.
Number 6. Who was your first childhood celebrity crush?
Razor Ramon.
Oh, good one.
Not even kidding you. Definitely Razor Ramon.
That's a good answer. I'm going to be honest with you.
I love him dearly. And something inside of me was like, wow, that is a beautiful man.
Well, that's a big high five out there to Scott Hall. Thank you, buddy.
Yes.
You're an inspiration.
What a man.
Do you still have a crush on him now?
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
Always.
All right. So, next number?
18.
18. Would you consider yourself a gamer? And if so, what games would you consider some of the best of all time?
Yes, I have video game arm tattoos. I have 2 Halo tattoos, and I have a Scorpion tattoo.
Like from Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
All right.
But probably my favorite video game of all time is BioShock.
Oh, good answer.
I love BioShock. I love the second Borderlands. Those are probably my 2 favorite games.
Did you like BioShock Infinite?
I did. I kind of like put it in a different sort of place though, because I love Rapture and like the scenery of it so much and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of a different being to me.
Sure, I can understand that.
Exactly.
Next number.
9?
Number 9 it is. In a landscape shaped by social media, the barrier between performer and fan has become thinner than ever. What are some of your thoughts on how this has affected the industry at large, pro or con?
I've actually was just discussing this with people recently, how I think it's that sort of break in the barrier, which has always been there in wrestling, but now more than ever in the fact that everything's very personal, is both a great thing and sort of can be a little bit of a rough thing, because it just feels like you said, there's very blurred lines. Yeah, I think it's a great thing, especially in wrestling, because it's kind of so many like minds just coming together that it makes it very personal and great, because everyone kind of gets on the same level in a good way, but it can also be on the same level in a sort of bad way. But I feel like sometimes people can think that, like, we're closer friends than we really are, and I'm just kind of like, I don't want to tell you everything about my life, but I think for the most part, it's a really good platform to bring everyone together.
Do you like that it's useful in storytelling, like so many WWE superstars use now to get part of their stories across?
Yeah, I do. I think it's actually great for that, especially, and I think it's great to make connection and be able to, it gives you more of a decision if you can like a character or a story and add more to it, and it makes cutting promos and getting them out there so much easier. So with that, it's also awesome.
All right, why don't you give us another number and we'll move on.
Number 2.
Who is your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Michelangelo.
That's an acceptable answer. It's not the correct one, but it is an acceptable answer.
It's acceptable.
I like how in opinion questions there's a wrong answer.
It's true. There always is.
But why Mikey, though? Why not Leonardo or Raphael? Or the correct answer, Donatello?
Okay, Donatello is my second favorite.
Fair enough.
I don't know. He's just, like, fun. Like, he's the fun turtle. I also always connect to just, like, the derpy character.
All right, moving on. Why don't you give me one more?
I'll go with number 20.
Number 20, all right. If you had the Hollywood influence necessary, which pre-2000 film would you want to see a remake or sequel of today?
Oh, man.
Uh-oh. This is the question to end on.
Good question. Well, I will give you an answer, which, again, the correct answer, but not my ultimate answer, is Ready to Rumble. Absolutely. I'm a big horror movie fan, so it's always going to be that.
There's a lot of horror remakes, though. There's a ton of them.
Exactly. That's the thing, because they're usually, like, not good, but they're still pretty good.
I actually think that's kind of a good quote for horror. They're not good, but
they're still pretty good. That's why it gets remade the most.
I think part of it's that most horror movies are also pretty not expensive to make, so...
Especially back in, like, the 90s, early thousands, that type of place.
I'm going to ask you a question that I think is a pretty good question.
Sure.
Because I think it's a very helpful question. As a female performer, what unique challenges does your gender hurdle as they make their way through the abrasive landscape that is professional wrestling? And also, what would you want your male counterparts to most understand about these issues?
Gosh. Well, I think recently with the big interest in intergender wrestling has helped sort of bring it to that level. But it's also when you're a woman, it's getting past that hurdle of, oh, people are just going to like me because I'm a girl. Because I think a lot of women get stuck there where they're just like, I don't have to have a character, I don't have to do much because I'm a girl. And that brings a bad name to women that want to be seen on an equal level because dudes don't realize how annoyingly sexualized women will always be in wrestling.
Sure. Now, would you say that it's different and difficult for wrestling versus other professions because women are judged on your physical talents more so than maybe a lot of other jobs, out, excluding other sports, and the fact that you, women in general, wear skin-tight clothing as part of that, your dress uniform, so to speak?
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard because in professional wrestling, you're judged on so many levels of your looks and your talent and your character and your storylines and blah, 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 that it can be very rough to get over that hurdle. There's definitely things that are misunderstood between that gap of male wrestlers and female wrestlers that I think it's hard to get on that same level.
All right. Yeah, I agree with that. I think they're both very similar, and I wish that we could have more productive discussions as a whole, not you and I, obviously, but the community at large, in order to help kind of quell the problems and differences and help people see that the problems that do exist hurt both sides. And I think it's important that we remember that we're all in this together,
Yeah. Treat others as you would like to be treated.
That is a great way to end that statement. Yes.
Yes.
So the things I wanted to say real quick before we move into our finale segment is these are the things that I love about you and I want to share with our viewers, because people will ask the question, okay, she seems nice, she's cool that she came on the show, why should I look her up, why should I pay attention to her, why should I want her to end up in Impact or WWE, etc.?
Oh, man.
And so my answer to that question is that I love not just your energy, which is a generic statement, but the energy and the coloring of your character that conflicts with the typical style of like tattooed, leather-wearing, odd hairstyle girls. Usually they're confined to the statement of big, brooding musculature or something more along the lines of quiet, dominant heel or something like that. But you are very exuberant and colorful as a person and as a character, and that's really endearing in a world where everyone's trying to be quote-unquote cool. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. That's something that I try really hard to be, because I wanted to be like that creepy character, but not in like the everyone else, the dark gothic girl that looked like she got everything from Hot Topic sort of way.
Right.
I wanted to be that sort of like bright, more energetic crazy, and not just that like dark brooding kind of crazy.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Thank you.
Furthermore, I also like how well you emote in ring, both when trying to elicit stuff from the crowd and in your selling from other performers. You have a mouth that opens very wide, which is really awesome for emoting.
I do.
It's great because people from row Z can see what you're feeling and how you're reacting, and that's really useful for storytelling in ring.
I'm basically like a python. My jaw just unhinges. It's awesome for all to see.
And because you have such a wide smile, it's really easy to tell that you're happy to be there. And in each of the videos I watch of you, and seeing you live and meeting you in person, you just have this gigantic ear-to-ear grin, which exudes a halo of happiness, which absolutely rubs off on the people around you. Because it really brought us towards you and made us want to talk to you more. So thank you very much. Those are some of the things I think are just absolutely amazing about you, outside of your typical in-ring skill and things like that. It's generic to say, oh, she's good in the ring.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Those are things that I work hard on, so I'm glad that they show through.
They do, and in spades. So, Jinx, I cannot thank you enough for joining me tonight and giving our viewers a look into who you are and how you function. Is there anything you'd like to plug before we toss these mooks to the curb? Any upcoming shows or something?
My next upcoming show, I'm going to be in Chicago doing Kaiju Attack Wrestling in April, which is going to be awesome. And then other than that, I've been really trying to fill up the rest of my schedule for this year. So if you have any interest in like a tiny, excited serial killer to be on any shows near or around you, My Twitter is bloodyxadorable. My Instagram is bloody_adorable. And then my Gmail is wrestlingsjinx@gmail.com. Any and all ways are beautiful ways to get in touch with me and bring me to your area and have me physically fight people.
In the face.
In the face. And around the body.
And in West Virginia. I'm sorry, and on West Virginia.
On West Virginia.
Thank you so much again for joining us. You've been a gem, so you have been truly, truly, truly outrageous.
Y'all have been a treasure to my life. Thank you.
I am blushing with penguin goodness right now.
Aww, it's the cutest goodness.
So everybody have a great night. Remember to prepare your bodies for the upcoming WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. And Jinx, what is it that women can do?
They can wrestle.
Thank you so much. Everybody have a great night.
Bye.
Boom, ticky, ba boom, boom, ticky, ticky, boom, ticky, ba boom, boom, ticky, ticky, work.